What's happening, people? Welcome to another episode of Talk That Talk podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Touch Topics. As always, shout out to my brother Reese, who ain't around right now, but he's always around. Today we have another dope topic, and as I always say, it's real conversations for real people. So today's topic is signs that you may be dealing with an undercover brother, meaning a person that is gay but cannot live in their truth, so they disguise it by dating women and doing things that they would consider masculine as a mask for their true inner feelings. Now, as I always say, I'm not a doctor. I'm just a real motherfucker from the hood. That's it. Talking about real shit for real people. So, one of the main things that I do like to point out is black men are ridiculed a lot. So, as far as why a lot of them won't just come out openly and, oh, I'm gay or whatever you want to call it, is because you're almost guaranteed to be cast out as far as your social circle, as far as how other men view you and a bunch of whole other shit. So it's understandable why some men may live like that, but shout out to the ones that live their truth, period. Whether you're gay, not gay, whatever, but you're living and being who you really are. Shout out to you just for being the man that you are. Now, one of the main signs of an undercover brother or a man that's not living in his truth is the inconsistencies in his emotional behavior, meaning he has his ups and downs for no reason. He's just happy one day, the next day he's sad, and it's not about depression or anything else. It's about just the emotional roller coaster of not being able to be themselves. So you as a woman, you may come home and, you're wondering what the hell is wrong with him. I haven't done anything to him and things like that. You're not always the problem. Especially when a man is just being mean to you for no reason. Just every chance he gets, he's just mean and you can't understand what the hell is going on. You may be dealing with a man that is not able to live in his truth. Now, does that make him a bad person? No, because like I said previously, it's not easy for everyone to just openly admit that, hey, this is who I am. But there comes a time where, as they say, anything done in the dark comes to the light. So eventually, it will come out. Those are things and certain things that you just can't always hide, because what comes with the lack of emotion is the lack of affection. A man who really doesn't want you or really doesn't want to be with a woman who's just going through the motions, it's going to be hard for him to be attracted to you sexually. So if you're laying there and you're saying, oh, well, he got to be fucking somebody because he ain't fucking me, that's not always the case. Sometimes he's just not attracted to women. And it's not you, it's him. But he can't openly say it. Because let me explain something to you, ladies. I don't care if a man is having sex outside of, the relationship or whatever you want to call it. If you're laying with a man on a nightly basis, he is going to want to be involved. There's no such thing as, oh, I've had too much. Yeah, it might be, oh, I had some today, but no, it's not going to be every night because, oh, I had too much sex, or that's not how it works for men. If a man is attracted to you, he's going to show you that he's attracted to you. Another sign is go through his searches. If your man is watching gay porn, that's self-explanatory. There is a heterosexual male won't be interested in the gay porn and what's going on with gay porn and things like that. There is no amount of curiosity that is going to make a heterosexual male look at gay porn. It's just being real with you. It's just something that we're not into. Now, once again, we're not knocking anybody for the things they do, and I'm not a doctor, but I can almost guarantee you that a heterosexual male is not interested in gay porn. So if you're going through, his searches and things like that, and you're running across it, it's kind of a telltale sign. Like, it's not really much more you need to see. Now, back to the lack of personal intimacy. The reason for that being is he's just not attracted to women. He's going through the motions because he don't want to be judged. He don't want his friends and families looking at him a certain way. He don't want things taken or blown out of proportion, or what he feels like will be blown out of proportion. So it is hard for him to live in his truth. Overly amplifying masculine behavior. We all know what that means. Every time you bring up gay this, gay that, he just, oh no, I ain't with it. And you're just overly aggressive and just, that's another telltale sign, because it's so simple to just say, hey, I'm not into it. And that's it. There's no reason to feel offended over the conversation. There's no reason to feel like someone is disrespecting you because they asked you a question that may be related to gayness. It's a way you handle it. There's no reason to just be over the top, because those are all telltale signs. A man who's just gay bashing every chance he get, and no matter what, anytime gay comes up, he's just so adamant on how he's not gay and he wants to kill everybody that is gay. That is a problem, because it is so simple for you to just say, that's not what I'm into. People understand it. We are all adults. And it clips a lot of things right away. There's no reason to just be overly aggressive every time it pertains to gay men or anything gay, because you're basically telling on yourself. I'm not into it will suffice. No thank you will suffice. There's no reason for all of the extra. And that's just being real with you. The unusual social circles, meaning heterosexual men do not hang around with gay men. Do we interact? Of course. You don't know who's gay on a daily basis, but an openly gay male, you won't find too often chilling with heterosexual men. They don't have anything in common. So if your boyfriend is hanging around gay men and he's saying, oh no, they're just my friends, I ain't into that, but these are the people he's with every day, I can almost guarantee you that that is what he's into. Now, is there an exception to every rule? Of course it is. But it's not many, and it's definitely not when it's pertaining to the type of people you hang around. Because once again, if you go around gay men, you will see that their circle consists of gay men. Same thing with gay women. It's not really much of a difference. I'm just keeping it on my particular topic because we're dealing with undercover brothers. But heterosexual people might club and be around them, or at a party where they've both been invited, so they have no other choice. But on a daily basis, a heterosexual person is not going to surround themselves with gay people. It's nothing against gay people. It's just a lack of interest. A person that doesn't care for football is not going to be around a bunch of football players. That's just what it is. He doesn't care for it. Why would I want to hang with you and watch the game and be at the game and things like that? I don't care for it. So the circle that you surround yourself with are going to consist of the type of people that have the same interests as you. And that's just what it is. Voice and body language. Self-explanatory. You catch it, you see it, you can ignore it if you choose to. But a man's voice, I'm not going to say it doesn't change based on what, because you can yell, you can get upset, but there is certain things that when men say them or with their body language, heterosexual men do not carry themselves a certain way. Is this a slight towards gay men? No, it's not. But we all see openly gay men and how they move. We know what it looks like. We've grown accustomed to it because in 2025, it's the agenda that they're promoting. So you can't ignore what you see. It's blatant. And that goes for anybody. Overly attracted to women. Not meaning you're a player or anything, but just every chance you get, you trying to explain how much you just love women and I can't live without women. And there's nothing in this world that's better than the women. And this is your everyday thing. And no matter who you're around, this is the topic of your conversation. Who are you trying to convince? Because as a heterosexual male, you will interact with women. You won't have to explain every day that I'm into women, because your actions will show it. People see who you with. They see who you're attracted to. They see the type of people you talk to. They see who you chase after. A lot of things are self-explanatory. Frequent breaks in relationships. And that's a good one, because it's not just about dating women. That's all relationships. If you are a gay male, you are going to find it hard to keep male friends that are not gay. And that's just what it is. So when you run across that man who's every 2 or 3 years or every whatever amount of time, he got new friends, a new circle of friends, it is a problem with that. And it's not about, oh, if someone did you wrong or something like that. That's something totally different. But we are talking about men who just every now and then just, oh, I need a new friend. I can't be. Those are the traits of a woman. Women go through things like that. Oh, I'm not talking to this person anymore. I just don't want to be around this person anymore. That is emotions. Those are a woman's traits. Men were never designed to be emotional. Yes, we have emotion. But men, the genetic makeup of men, we are not led by our emotions. And that is just the truth. So when you have that male that always needs a break in their relationship, especially with a girl, you're on and off and on and off and on and off and on and off. That is a problem. Because men love stability. And we only can find stability through the person we're dating. And that's just being honest. It's called balance. Women were created to balance off the male, to be our helpmeet. And that's just what it is. Some men may find it in other men, but what I'm saying is the constant ending of friendships and moving on to different friends and different, that is a male who is not secure with himself. He has to keep doing that because he doesn't want his secrets to come out. And this is just me being honest. Men that get anxious around gay men, like when you find out there's a gay man around you and all of a sudden you just got all this extra energy and, oh, I just can't be around them. And this, why not? Why not? If it is something that you are not into, then the anxiety and the feelings and all of those type of things, they shouldn't kick in. It is not normal for you to feel like you cannot be in a room with gay men. It is not. Do you have to interact with them? No, of course not. That is freedom of your freedom of speech or your freedom of choice to interact with anybody you choose to. Nobody can tell you who to interact with. But the whole feeling like, oh, I just can't control myself around this person and things like that, that is not the traits of a heterosexual male. That is the traits of an undercover brother. Men who won't commit to a relationship, that's also signs. Like, you have men who, and I'm not saying anything wrong with it, to each his own, but when you have men who have been dating you for years, they don't want children with you, means commitment. They don't want to get married, means commitment. They don't want to get engaged because engagement is a step before marriage. It means commitment. They are not willing to commit to you because it is not something that they want to commit to. They want to be able to move around freely, to interact with who they want to interact with when they want to. And committing to you means that they can't do those things. So you have to be very careful how long you are dating men and to the level of where you are going, because every man, it's just natural to want to be with someone, especially if you love them. It's natural to want to be with a person forever. That is natural. Even when you run across something you like that is material, you hold on to it as long as you can, because it is a sign of affection. So for a man that doesn't want to commit to you in any capacity other than just, are we kicking it? Most times they don't even want to label boyfriend and girlfriend. They don't want the titles, period. Or we just cooling. You know what it is. We both know what's up. No, we don't. Because as a man, speak on it and say it with your chest. Whatever it is. Because when you can't commit, it's a problem. Because if you can't commit to this woman that you love or this person that you love, then what would be the holdup in situations like that? Why aren't you talking marriage? Why aren't you having children and bringing life into the world? Because it all means commitment. And these are all, different signs. And the last sign that not saying that it's the dead giveaway, but it is one of the major signs that I chose to discuss for this particular episode, is men who only want to be accepted by men. That is a big red flag. No matter what a woman says to them, it's okay, but they need validation from other men. And I'm not talking about just if you're on the streets or you know involved in streets. I'm talking in life. Your validation comes from other men. It's always about the opinions of other men. Real men don't give a fuck about the opinions of another dude. And these are just some of the signs. There's many more. But these are just some of the quick signs that you can tell if you're dating an undercover brother. And as always, I thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing these little few minutes with me. And as always, it's real talk for real people. Peace.